Welcome, everybody. I'm back. I'm back for episode 15 of Dames and Dorks. I'm actually really excited to be back. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. I'm Nadia, player one of the Inside All Day podcast, where Dames and Dorks is streaming, simulcasting from. We're also simulcasting from Nomi's channel. We have a lot of fun topics to talk about today. We've got X-Men on the board. We've got Avatar, Gina again. So we've got a lot of fun things to talk about. Before we get into that, I'm going to let the panel introduce themselves, and then we'll bring in our special guests. So, Nomi, how are you?
I'm doing good. Oh, who am I?
Yes.
Yeah, because it's funny because a lot of people don't know me.
Heart.
I'm Nomi without you. I have my own YouTube channel. I'm usually on Twitter. That's where you can find me lurking, because that's where I just kind of see everything. I posted a video on my YouTube channel on Monday about post MegaCon stuff, so you can go check me out over there. But how I'm doing, I had a 2.5 hour nap, and I don't feel like it's did me justice.
You're getting to that age, girl.
It is. I hit the 8. My birthday was a few weeks ago, and now I'm just like ready for bed at 6 o'clock.
Oh, join my club. I'm in bed already. I'm right now in bed. Mentally, I'm there.
I'm already wearing sweats. I'm wearing sweatpants. So as soon as this is over, I'm just turning everything off and hopping onto my bed.
Well, Lily, how are you? Who are you, Lily?
I am Lily. I'm 300 Mares over on Twix. And as far as how I'm doing, a little bit tired, but unfortunately, I didn't get a time to take a nap today. So I'm just gonna, I am present though. I'm focused. We're gonna have a great show today. I'm really excited about our guest. So let's do this.
Dr. Rachel, I see you're doctoring over there. Who are you? And how are you?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Totally not doctoring. Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Rachel. You probably see me online on Instagram and especially Twitter, Sauron_cosplay. I'm around different podcasts talking about whatever the heck is on my mind. We got a lot of good topics to talk about this week. One of which I'm still reeling about because I just watched the first episode of Avatar like an hour ago, so it's fresh on my mind, but we'll get into that and other topics with our special guest today.
Awesome. I'm excited to hear your opinion on it, and I'm very fearful of it. Mags, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while. How are you? And who are you, Mags? I know you're everywhere.
I am, well, work is kicking me in the ass the last several weeks because it's audit season, and I am exhausted. I am literally mentally not here because I've been working 9-hour days and not even taking a lunch break. So my brain is mentally mush. So I will try to contribute tonight as fast as I can.
I should have realized that. And I should also ask, you should do my taxes for me, right?
Oh God, I'm not Nadia, eventually I will eventually get my CPA, and I would like to head in that direction because it's not necessarily fun, but someone's got to do it. So, but yes, I am Magic Mags. I am everywhere. But you can usually find any status updates I have, unless I've literally turned off Twitter and Discord notifications because I need to focus on work. But you can usually find status notifications on Twitter or Twix, as Lily likes to call it, or I like to call it Zitter sometimes. So.
Zitter? I like that.
Zitter. That's a good one too.
Zitter from now on.
And I am so ready to get into these topics and introduce our wonderful guest this evening. And I will probably be a little bit quiet today. I'm sorry, guys, but I will try to contribute.
You're perfectly fine. So on that note, I guess we should bring our guest in, right? Or should we keep him hanging in the winds?
Keep him hanging.
Bring him in.
Okay. Joker, welcome.
I'm sorry, wrong show.
This is a Roman show, Joker.
Yeah. No scissoring here.
Don't say anything like that. That gets him going.
I know. Cool. I know. The moment it came out of my mouth, I was like, oh shit. Somebody's going to clip it, and then forever I'm going to be the person talking about scissoring. Anyway, Joker, who are you? If people don't know, I mean, people know who you are, but who are you? Where can they find you?
Well, you can find me here on YouTube, you can find me on Twix at Los_protege. Just your normal batshit crazy homicidal clown. So, that's what I do.
Very cool. All right. I'm sure you'll we have Batman topics today, Joker topics too.
Batsy.
All right, I'm going to say hi to the chat, and then we're going to get into our first topic. So we have Anthony Mark. As always, sir, it's good to see you. Yes, Tomby, I know I misspelled that. There is a poll going on the Inside All Day channel about X-Men, so go ahead and vote if you're excited for it. If not, or if you're really sad that Rogue's booty is gone.
Is it in the live chat or is it on the community tab?
Live chat.
Live chat.
Go vote in our. Let me see.
And then we have Yarn Witch. Hello.
Hello, Yarn
Gravy
Witch.
D.
What's up, Gravy?
Let's see. Yes, Dr. Rachel. Correct. R.I.P. that booty.
Bring back the booty.
I think this is directed at you, Joker.
It is.
And I will see
Sassy.
Mando this week. I'll see Mando this weekend for sure on the D&D stream we've got going on. Let's see. What do we got?
She's
Shield
great.
Wall.
Mrs. Sassy.
Hey,
Sorry.
hey, Shield Wall. Why are you with
Shield
Roman
Wall.
right now? Shield Wall. Why aren't you at Roman's show?
That's true.
Because he loves us more.
I'm
I think
working
he
on
loves you more.
I'm working on a project with Shield Wall. I can't talk about it, but I can kind of talk about it. And I got to spend a couple hours with him, and it was very enjoyable. So I can't say what it is because it's not my project, but it'll be announced soon. So
Nice.
very cool. All right, let's get into our first topic today, and that is going to be everybody's favorite, X-Men '97. Everybody sounds so thrilled about this. I can see all your faces. You're extremely happy about it.
So
I'm
pumped.
currently, I have my camera on because I also have my mic off as well. I am eating my dinner as we are
Not allowed.
having a show.
ASMR time again.
Not
There
allowed.
we
I
go.
could do that. I have chips.
No.
No. Okay, here we go. We've got an official trailer. I'm sure everybody's seen this already, but if you haven't, it's pretty lame.
Saturday morning, check your local listing. I'm
Let's see. I'm just gonna kind of skip through it.
We have to stay vigilant.
Look at that. No booty right there. Hold on. I'm fascinated by this because I am so fascinated by the fact that, I don't know why, because Rogue back in the day was my favorite character, like a lot of people's, I'm sure.
Everyone loves Rogue.
Everybody. But
Yeah.
She had
That
that
is my
southern
opinion
peach
on
for
it.
sure.
Yeah.
well, she's supposed to.
Yeah.
She's supposed to be kind of sexy and
Kirby.
feminine. Yeah. And this is coming out on my birthday.
I believe the term is voluptuous.
Yes. Yeah, that's exactly. And I am not excited about this. I hope it's good, but it's also has Disney's name on it, and Disney's name is very tarnished about every project they have put out so far. Who's an X-Men fan on the panel? Just me and Joker? Oh, Lily?
No, yes, me.
Oh,
Sorry.
Max too.
I mean,
What
I
do you-
grew up with the 90s cartoons era was like
92.
fantastic.
92 was probably one of the best years for animation. You had this. You also had Batman the animated series debut that year, and one of my favorite cartoons, the Animaniacs, also debuted.
Oh, I
Oh,
love the
Animaniacs.
Animaniacs.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I grew
Freakazoid came later. I
Oh
love
gosh,
Freakazoid.
It was a
Freakazoid.
good year.
And Batman was also airing during
Right.
that time as well.
92.
Spider-Man too.
Oh.
Spider-Man.
And
Uh,
Spider-Man.
I don't think that's 92, but it's up there. That's what I would
Right.
watch. I watch X-Men,
The
Spider-Man,
Teenage
Batman.
Mutant Ninja Turtles.
well, the very first time I got introduced to the X-Men was watching cartoons, and it was from Spider-Man and his Amazing Friends, where it was Iceman and Firestar who were mutants.
That's cool. Lily, what do you think about this trailer too? Oh, sorry, Joker. Go ahead. Sorry.
I have a problem with that image right there.
That's why I pulled it up, because I have a problem with the image too.
Pray
My
tell.
problem is Gambit. I'm like pointing over here, like you guys can see it. Gambit is what, like 6'2", 6'3", maybe, at least 6 feet. We have a short Wolverine. He's riding him like 5'2". He's riding him like you know how you see those frogs that ride each other.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't work.
That well,
science.
My problem with this is Gambit has charged Wolverine's claws. Wolverine's claws are about to explode.
So I talked to Lily about this, and I want her opinion on this, because I thought the same thing, because I thought Gambit touches something, especially metal, it explodes. I asked my husband, and he said, whatever he's made out of is similar to, I guess, Captain America's shield, like the alloy. Nobody knows the actual mixture of it. Yeah, nobody actually knows the actual mixture in all of this, so that's why this could work. But I think it's bullshit. I think it's just a cop out to do it. But Lily, go ahead.
Because it looks cool.
I don't think it works either. I was actually I actually went and Googled what Wolverine's actual skeleton looks like and how this mechanism works in here too. And you also have to remember that metal conducts. So I don't understand how this isn't like going everywhere and electrocuting him. And you have to remember that in the human body, our heart is literally conducting electricity too. So like, how is all this not killing Wolverine? And everyone's saying that it's the adamantium. I'm like, I don't think so. I mean, it's metal. It doesn't all metal conduct.
Well, okay, so Mr. Winky Woo. So metal does conduct because, and we know that adamantium can, because Magneto can control it. If Magneto, because Magneto's powers is through, hey Tabitha, is electromagnetism. So so Wolverine's metal does conduct because Magneto can manipulate it.
I think this is just dumb.
Yeah. And yes, Winky, our heart pumps blood, but what do you restart your heart with? Electricity when your heart stops.
That's true.
I'm like, I've had to do that a couple of times. I think I know.
She would know.
Yeah, I would know.
You've worked on a how do you know how to spell that? Pronounce that, defibrillator before?
Yes, when we've had codes at the hospital before.
I want to see you do it one of these days.
Well, I'm not going to be doing it anymore because I'm doing primary. I went from acute to chronic.
I know. I'm like, Nomi, what do you want to see her bring somebody back from the dead?
Yes, I do. Lily's a lifesaver.
Those days are behind me.
She really just has a defibrillator, just hanging out in the garage. She just like uses it randomly. Like, hey, you want to get parties. A little crazy tonight?
at parties, the parties, quinceañeras, reunions is fun.
Oh, that quinceañera would be lit. For sure.
Yes, we know it's just a comic book character, but also sometimes you have to base things a little bit in reality. Yes, it looks cool. Yes, we can forget about it for a couple of seconds, but I mean, seriously.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's nitpicking the trailer. Again, I initially am very excited for this because I adore the original cartoon, I animation, whatever you want to call it. I adore it so much that I'm actually excited to see if this holds up to it. But also I think it's millennial bait, because a lot of I think it's truly millennial bait, and I don't think they're gonna capture the magic that was there with the original animation.
Well, in this, didn't they create a character named Morph and he's non-binary? And I said he.
Morph's always been around. He's always been a shape-shifting character, but Morph's always presented as male in the comics, and I think he's been on the animation. It's been so long, but yeah, I know they. So with that, I saw that and I kind of rolled my eyes as well. However, I remember House of Dragon, right? House of Dragon's great. I think it really held up. It was great. But does everybody remember the press tour and the conversations that the creators had post-show and made it seem like this was going to be just garbage and just everything identity put into it? So I don't take any no longer marketing at face value, especially with movies and stuff. I'm willing to give this a shot. I kind of ignore the whole Morph thing. I mean, if you're going to do it, but Morph's always been a shape-shifting character. I really don't. I think people have their panties a little bit in the bunch about it. I'm not going to lie. It's my opinion. And fans are like assholes.
If I may.
I said I was gonna watch it too and give it a chance. Because I mean, yes, all these other things we can ignore, but I mean, I guess it's the story that they're gonna tell. So I guess we'll see what they're gonna add to it. I don't know.
And this
I
don't like how Storm looks either. Sorry, but
no, you're not wrong.
The wrong haircut.
Yes, it is.
That's the wrong haircut. So my take is this: with House of the Dragon, I like most folks as the McQueen and I. Every week we talk about Game of Thrones, and we're getting to the end of season 7, and we're going to be going through season 8 soon, and we're just it's a groan every week. But then we get into House of the Dragon. I am glad to say that most of us in this sphere, we were wrong on House of the Dragon. I will happily say that because I want to be wrong, but I don't trust Disney. This is the problem. The problem is this is in the hands of Disney, and no matter what, no matter how much they say that they're going to pivot, that they're going to stop the cultural noise, they have given no signs to get the benefit of the doubt anymore. And I'm sorry, I am not excited about this. I could care less about this. And Disney's going to have to gain some trust back. They're going to need to have some banger series and films come out that nobody sees.
Yeah, I was talking about this I think last night or a stream of how tarnished the Disney name is, because growing up, you could if Disney had their name on it, you knew it was going to be good. You knew you're going to enjoy it. Parents knew that it was safe for their kids to watch too as well. They didn't have to pre-screen it, as you know. And I think they, in the last couple of years, they have, besides the whole DEI and stuff, I think they have pushed for more quantity over quality. And I think that's a detriment to them as well. I think pushing out all of these shows and movies and stuff, because I think growing up Disney, you got like one animation, maybe 2 a year that were really good, not including Pixar, that would fill the seats in theaters. And now it's almost every month there's a new show or a new movie, or it's exclusive. And I also think the streaming service hurt them as well, putting too much into that.
There was that, and Alan Ng over at Film Threat has been doing just amazing work on this, where Disney animation and the fall of Disney really started when they canned John Lasseter. This is where it all this is where it all started from, and they started hiring their animators from Tumblr. Anyone remember Tumblr?
I think all of us millennials do.
Yes, we remember Tumblr, JV.
Yes, JV.
And I also remember MySpace as well.
We were the users, JV. We were the people that had.
I was there. Don't you dare recite the witch to me.
Remember, like LiveJournal and all that kind of stuff.
Oh.
Yeah,
there was LiveJournal and Journal.
Wasn't there Zanga as well?
Zanga. And then, do y'all remember a thing called AIM? Oh my goodness.
Oh my. Oh
I
my
still have an email. I still have an email.
But this is what you get when you hire folks who are looking to preach rather than tell a story. And they did not. A lot of folks did not like John Lasseter. There was his obvious flaws. The guy liked to drink, which as a bartender I can appreciate. That's fine. But he was also a staunch perfectionist. It had to be right, and he did not accept it. Hey, master, and he did not accept anything else. People didn't like this. They wanted their participation trophy, and he was like, no, this is not good enough. And once they got rid of him, the quality went down. And we saw not too long ago on one of Gary's videos, a host of Marvel writers, showrunners, who were actively told, don't read the comics, don't research the source, do not research the source material. So again, Disney does not get the benefit of the doubt. If I go into this, it needs to prove to me that this is good, because as of right now, this is stuck at suck. So
I can respect your opinion on it. I'm willing to give it a chance. Because maybe somehow they've realized that they don't like losing money. Maybe at some point they'll realize that, hey, we're pretty in the hole financially. We really need a hit, a critic's hit too.
Mhm.
I'm willing to give this at least 2 episodes to get the feel of it, but that's about. I usually get 2 to 3 episodes and then I bail if it's not good, unless I had to watch True Detective season 4 because Zach's made me watch it. Yeah, to talk about it yesterday, and that was a crime against humanity. You want to see a poorly written show? I haven't seen Madam Web, but I have a feeling.
Dude, don't
do it. But it's interesting you brought that up, and talking about a series that's being going to be on Amazon that Sony is working with. They are doing a series about another Spider-Verse character, Silk.
Oh, right.
Oh my god.
They completely fired their entire writers' room, fired them all, and this is probably due in large part to the failure that Madam Web was, and they are actually pivoting and are going to, as the article that I have, paints it as a bad thing, but they're skewing toward a male audience now, and I'm like, oh, somebody's listening.
I don't know if somebody's listening though. Again, I would love for them to change course, right? And realize that things like this are girl putting anything as a girl brand when it's not a girl brand. I don't understand it. I love this stuff growing up. I've always had characters to relate to. I do not need a pink bow on it, even though I know, Mags, you love pink. I know. But for this, I think this is more of an effect of the writer's strike, not so much of them changing direction and, now catering more to the male audience. Because, again, Madam Web, right? Somebody told me Madam Web was supposed to be for the female audience. Yep. Why? Spider-Man, you mentioned Spider-Man, women know it. We know it because we're in this community. But 9 out of 10 times, most people are going to say Peter Parker. And it's a catered towards men,
right?
So I hope so. I hope they've learned their lesson, but I think this is more so a result of the writer strike and just like not wanting to pay people and just getting people out of there.
Well, I mean, but I mean, because I saw your title. The article I have is from the Hollywood Reporter, and they said that the showrunner, or that the executives, they said that they are going to skew toward a male audience, male themes, male audience, because comic books is a 70-30 or an 80-20 property. That's just how it is. 70 to 80% on average, your audience is male. That's not to say, that's not a denigration on the women or anything. That's just the audience. I mean, if you look at musicals and romance, it's almost completely switched the other way.
Yeah. Well, I don't like romance.
Bex.
How about everybody else on the panel? What do you guys think of X-Men 97? The whole thing was Silk being, developed and redeveloped. What are your guys' thoughts on this?
They're hurting and they need us. They're relying on us millennials to relive through our memories what we were growing up with, and they need the Gen Xers, the Gen Zers attention
Gen X.
as
I'm
well.
an Xer. Well, they want your eyes. They want my cash.
Yep.
Well, and not only that, but it's a bait and switch. They're using, I mean, obviously that when they started the X-Men theme song, it's to draw you back in and to say,
Nostalgia,
hey,
member berries.
we have member berries, nostalgia, all the dinglings along with it. And it's just, they've done that too many times. I am going to be cautious about it.
Speaking of memory berries, thank you, Mags.
You're welcome.
This kind of plays into it. So if you still, like, anybody still has opinions on the X-Men, it'll work, because I've been wanting to talk about this. Deadpool Wolverine, I assume everybody has seen the latest trailer of it.
The only trailer?
Yeah, that's true. I'm not impressed whatsoever. I didn't think Deadpool 2 was great or good, to be honest. The first one was great because it had a lot of charm. Marketing was great for it. But the second one was mid, maybe. I think this is a bait. I really think this is a bait. I don't think this is going to be good, but please somebody disagree with me or agree. What are your guys' opinion on it?
Okay, I have seen a article, and I believe I talked about it last week, or on the Monday, where one of the writers, Rhett Reese, and this was like from a few months ago, that Marvel is not going to Disneyfy Deadpool, and that sounds nice, but then you see the trailer and there's the TVA. And I'm like, oh, great. So people who are going to watch this film all of a sudden now have to go watch Loki. So now they're going to have to do homework to find out who the TVA is and what they do and all that fun stuff. Do I think Ryan I think Ryan has enough sway to do the film he wants? I know he has enough FU cash to make the film he wants. But again, at the end of the day, this is still Kevin Feige. This is still Disney Marvel. This is still the MCU. And until they fire everyone there, and I mean everyone, top to bottom, nothing is going to change. And that also means the board. This is not just a Marvel problem, and it trickles into Lucasfilm and Pixar. This is a Disney problem.
I agree. Dr. Rachel, Lily, any thoughts on it? You guys have been a little quiet.
Yeah, it's because I think that's the problem right now, is that Disney's already burned us so many times that anything they put out, even though, like you guys said, yeah, Ryan Reynolds, I'm sure, has a lot of sway in what's going to happen in the film or whatever. I don't trust them for some reason. I just really don't trust them. If they had made this like 10 years ago or something, it would have been great, but not right now after they've already put out so many bad things. I don't know. I'm not excited for it either.
Dr. Rachel?
I definitely agree. Like everyone's already said it. There's not too much to add on. They're just either dangling those member berry keys in front of you, or they're just be like, "Hey, remember that guy you loved in the other movies? Well, he's back, so of course you're gonna love it, right?" And that's how they keep advertising this movie. It's like, "Oh, Ryan Reynolds is in it. You know, Deadpool and Wolverine together. You guys love them, right?" And that kind of advertising just sends up a red flag for me. It's like, well, why not talk about actually the movie? Why not like really give us a good idea of what's going to happen? Why not, let us know how many F-bombs are being dropped in it? No, it's just over and over again. Deadpool and Wolverine together. So that just makes me think, is there really anything else to lure us in? Is there anything else of substance in the movie other than, yeah, we see those two together?
What year did part 2 come out?
I don't know, but
18?
I think so.
18
Dr.
or
Rachel,
17?
I think they pulled the same thing with 2, where it was more marketed at the fact that he was back in the suit. He's got all these cameos coming in, but not actually talking about the story. I think it was more marketed towards him and Josh Brolin's character. Why can't I? Cable, yeah.
Cable.
Not so much giving us a hint of maybe what the story is. Again, I am really annoyed when trailers give me the whole movie. I want a little bit of mystery left. I want a little bit to enjoy, and I really don't like when it gives me the full thing. But I believe you're right, because with this trailer, you can't tell what's going on. You get a little bit, but it's mostly like, hey, look, Ryan Reynolds is back in the suit. Hey, look, we have Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine, even though he's past, he's should be put out into retirement. No offense.
I have always pushed against Hugh Jackman being Wolverine from the start. Always. He's too tall.
I mean, yeah. I was just gonna say they teased it in the second one about Deadpool and like Wolverine possibly being like, in the third one. And that's what I mean. Like if they wanted to like tease it, they waited too long, because now by the time they put it out, now everyone's just like, okay, yeah, we knew, and when we were excited for it, you guys didn't give it to us. Now we're not excited for it because all this other stuff is happening, and now you're gonna put it out. Like, I don't know.
Sorry.
That's how I feel, because I was really pumped for like 1. I still like 2, but I think all the time that's passed between, I'm not excited anymore.
And Disney and Marvel and Disney, they need a hit. They need a banger to come out. Last year they had one film which might have cleared profit, and that was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and James Gunn's gone. He is across the street now, working on Superman Legacy. So, I mean, Disney last year at the box office through Pixar, Disney, Marvel, and Lucasfilm lost $1.4 billion last year. They need a hit, and they need a massive hit. This is not it. This will not save Marvel. This will not save Disney. Marvel is on life support. Pixar is dead. Lucasfilm is dead. Disney itself is on fire. So I have no faith in this.
Yeah, I'm with you on it. I think it was just a bait. Also, why did it take so fucking long to get him back in an original suit? Wolverine. Why did it take this many episodes?
Fox.
I was going to say Fox.
Yeah. This many seasons
Fox
and
Studios.
seasons. Fuck, I am out of it. This many movies.
This many
seasons, movies,
totally.
it all fucking
It
makes
feels
sense.
like it's been going on forever.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it feels like seasons.
And
It never ends.
Old Man Logan. I thought that was a great way to exit Hugh Jackman's legacy as Wolverine. Start
Logan
fresh.
was good.
Bring
Logan was good.
Bring a new fresh face when you reboot the X-Men. Like
You had
I
Daphne
totally
Keane there already as X-23, so she was already there.
Or recast him as with Daniel Radcliffe. Nobody.
Why?
Nobody.
Oh my gosh, that would be so funny.
Nobody's seen the Daniel Radcliffe. Oh, let me find this. This is gold.
No.
Nobody has seen this, have they? Tiny
I
White.
keep
No.
wanted. I mean, there might be a reason why I didn't see it.
Little.
He's
Hello,
little,
Harry.
but he's little enough to be yeah.
Clint Eastwood's son. Clint Eastwood's son.
No.
Scott Eastwood. Okay, I'm a fan. Okay, you got my
Too
attention
tall.
on that one.
No.
Oh,
No.
Oh my gosh.
Well, he's
Why
certainly
can't the
wild
boy who
enough for
lived
it.
be Wolverine? Why can't the boy who
See,
lived be Wolverine?
I hear that, and now I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna bleach my brain. I'm gonna bleach my brain, but all I see is Harry Potter on a bender, and that.
No, man, add a couple. Hold on, I bet there's fan art. Wait a minute.
please don't bring that up. Please
Why
don't.
not?
Because I don't want to see it.
He has too much
am-
power.
Fan
She's
art.
got too much
there's
power.
I know.
and I'm sure there's fan art on Tumblr. So I'm just saying.
Tumblr.
And that other other website that goes to die called
What are you
Chat, if
talking
you want
about?
to avert your eyes
4chan
now, you
4chan?
can, and we'll let you know when it's safe to look again.
Listen, I will die on this hill. I think he would be anybody who's watched any of his indie stuff. I think he would be great in it.
No, you're entitled to your opinion, no matter how wrong
mean,
it is. That's fine.
Opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one. So there you go. I'm totally down for this, man. You know what? Everybody gave shit when Chris Pratt was cast as Star-Lord. Everyone gave
I
shit when
didn't.
Paul Rudd was Ant-Man. Everybody gave
I
shit when
didn't.
Chris Evans was Captain
Yeah,
America.
I'll give you that.
Thor. So they all
No.
anytime anybody's casted in any of these roles, people are like, I can't see it. But then it works out with some of them. Some of them. I'll get some of them. So I'm totally with it. Yeah. Thank you,
know what?
Bex.
I think I would, except for the fact that he's already a big character in another franchise. I think that would be the issue for a lot of people to separate Harry Potter from Wolverine. Because, like, now what happened to Chris Evans? Now we see him everywhere and we're like, oh, that's Captain America. Now we see Chris Hemsworth and we're like, oh, that's Thor. Like, it's really hard for them sometimes to kind of separate themselves from the big roles that they've played. I mean, that happened to Hayden Christensen too. He was Anakin Skywalker, and now that's the one everyone goes back to, and he's had a really hard time kind of getting away from it.
Well, it happened to Elijah Wood too.
Did
Yeah.
Did anyone also? I believe it was at the. I believe it was at. Oh God, why? I believe it was at the most. The most recent awards. I think it was like Screen Actors or something, Guild Awards. Robert Downey kind of threw some shade on Marvel. Was kind of like that. He thanked Christopher Nolan for resurrecting his career because he had fallen into this thing where he's only Iron Man, and no one else sees him as anything else. And now he's gone back to actually acting again instead of being a cartoon character, which again, that was probably the best gamble that Marvel ever did, was going with Robert Downey. Thank you, Jon Favreau, for that.
That's another one. Nobody wanted to work with him because of his past, and nobody really saw him as Tony Stark. And look how it turned out. You no longer can look at Tony Stark and not think Robert Downey Jr. You just can't.
No, you can't.
In most things. Vex, people had a problem with this because he was Fantastic Four's Johnny Storm. That's so people didn't really think he could pull it off as Captain America.
Yeah. And a lot of people were turned off by his version of the Torch. Johnny Storm. Yeah.
And to Mag's point, he's always played more of a comedic kind of frat boy type character. So now a lot of people could have seen it.
And when you look back on that Fantastic Four, you can tell, like, he's definitely he's a little bit older in Captain America, but he definitely changed the way he looked, like not just muscularity wise, but he tried very hard to kind of shed that Fantastic Four image, if that makes sense.
Yes,
I'm gonna push back on a couple things in the chat here. Tomby, Keaton will always be the bat. No, sir. Kevin Conroy is the greatest Batman ever. And as far as Cavill goes, Man of Steel was a decent superhero film. It's a terrible Superman film. And
all right.
Henry Cavill is overrated as an actor.
Oh, all right. Bye, Joker. we don't talk about Henry Cavill badly on this show, sir. Okay. All right.
So I guess I'll just put the kryptonite back then because I have it saved. So especially
we don't talk shit about Henry Cavill. We don't talk shit about Ryan Gosling. Those are our two so far.
Well, Lily knows that is not true. So I will talk shit on Gosling anytime.
Yeah, but this is our house, Joker. Come on now. You don't shit in our house.
This is my house.
Bex, if you're still watching, send me some sort of weird Henry Cavill AI photo that I know you have that is appropriate for me to put on the screen. That won't get the
I don't think he's overrated. I think they've just put him in like really bad roles.
Wrong roles.
Yes.
And,
I agree with that one.
Great actor, and he's not overrated.
Yeah, he needs to fire his angel because like he was wasted. I hated Argyle.
Yeah.
No, like no matter
fucking haircut.
Yes, it was terrible, and I didn't think he needed to be in it. Not because like the character. I don't think this. Yeah,
he wasn't in it.
Yes, but it's just more of like you could have done better. Yes, but like his agent, he needs to be fired, pitted.
Yeah. Before we get into our next topic about casting roles and stuff, our poll ended, and 61% of individuals are very sad that Rogue's booty is gone.
I'm sad that Rogue's booty is gone. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, same.
Speaking about weird casting and I don't know where I'm going with this fucking segue. Weird casting and stuff. We're gonna talk about something that Rachel has a couple opinions about. I have not seen the first episode. You may spoil. Spoiler alert, right? The big spoiler alert. Spoiler alert, folks.
I'll give a spoiler alert, but I mean, if you've seen the cartoon, then you know what's coming. This one, oh god, I so far have watched the first episode, and I was expecting to be disappointed, and I certainly was. It was just terrible.
No.
Like, there's so much exposition. Like, it's just the first few minutes are just, I guess it's the war before Aang goes into the iceberg and he knows that there's a war, instead of it being like a secret and he finds out after he wakes up. But like, it's just so bad, and there's so much exposition. They don't let the characters, like tell the story through their actions or facial expressions. They just tell you every single thing. I mean, like they basically narrated the whole first part to explain it. And then they get into the intro like 5 minutes later and say the same thing again. And then after Aang wakes up from the iceberg and he's brought back to the village, Katara's grandmother says the literal intro from the cartoon, exposing again. It's just so much stupid exposition. The Avatar state when Aang goes into it is horribly done. Like, you could do a better Photoshop of it on your phone. The graphics are terrible. It's really cheap. The writing is bad. The acting is so wooden. A lot of Sokka's character traits, like the sexism that he goes through, his humor, his boomerang, all gone. Maybe he gets the boomerang later, but it's gone. Iroh, not like a nice, charming character or comic relief or anything like that. The only bit of Iroh I can still see from the cartoon is he's constantly offering jasmine tea to everybody in the show. He offers it to Zuko. He offers it to Aang. He offers it to the guards. If Katara and Sokka had stayed on the ship a little bit longer when they're trying to rescue Aang, he probably would have offered it to them too. That's all he was doing. I just have pages of notes, but
Keep
it's
going,
just
girl.
it's
Keep going.
so bad. Like I know a lot of the things, you know, they were talking about like getting rid of side characters, because and like side stories, side quests, things like that, because there wasn't enough time. And I get that. You know, like the idea that you have to boil down the entire first season of the cartoon into like, what is it, 7 or 8 episodes? I get that. But at the same time, they spent the first 40, not even joking, the first about 35 to 40 minutes of the first episode just going through everything that led up to Aang waking up from the iceberg. And the cartoon did that in the first 10 minutes of the first episode. They put in so much nonsense filler that it's really difficult to get through. I'm gonna hate going through the rest of this show. I already know it. I'm gonna hate it.
So they didn't learn anything from One Piece.
No, they did not. They really did not. The effects for the firebending and earthbending looked all right. I'm trying to give them some kind of credit here, but the effects for airbending look terrible. Like Aang's just flying around on wires. He's not on the like little air ball and like zooming around that we always see. Yeah. The glider he gets from Zuko's ship, instead of having it the whole time, he just picks it up from like Zuko has a collection of Avatar memorabilia, and Aang's like, hey, this looks nice. I'm gonna take it. Instead of having his own glider. It's just
Now
so
I know.
stupid.
Now I know this is only episode 1. I loved the animated series. It is arguably one of the best ever.
Yeah.
There are 2 characters
I couldn't
that
get into
there are two characters that if this series screws them up, I will be extremely angry. And that's Iroh and Azula. I love Azula is one of my favorite villains of all time. Absolutely love her character.
We don't see her yet, but I really don't have much hope for Iroh. And judging by the first episode alone, maybe he'll get better. But judging from the first episode alone, I don't have hope for Iroh.
Now, I had heard that they changed the characterization of Ozai, that he's not this domineering father, that he's more of a loving father, and I'm like, that's completely wrong.
Yeah,
I have a
we
question
do know.
for you,
Go
Dr. Risha, because and you guys who have seen the anime and now have seen episode 1, is it a disappointment to fans, or is it just a disappointment as a show? Like, as someone who's never seen the animation, will I still enjoy it because I don't know the history of the show or the lore? Is it like poorly written, or is it a disappointment because you're a fan and you know that this is supposed to be this way, this character is supposed to act this way?
I think I'm more disappointed as a fan because, like Joker said, I love the animated show. I've seen it multiple times. I just did a rewatch of it like a month ago to prepare for this. So I'm definitely more disappointed as a fan. In terms of a show on its own, it's hard to. I'm hearing
What
background
is going
noise.
on?
Oh, I think that was me.
I for a second.
I am so sorry. I don't know. Yeah, I'm so sorry. It scared the shit.
Oh my god.
We're all looking around to see if it's us.
Arkham flashbacks.
Anyway, oh well, I hope everybody's awake now.
Yep.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead. So,
It's okay. If you are just a fan of good cinema, you're going to be kind of disappointed. There are some effects that are good. There's some effects that are bad. The writing is not good. There's so much exposition that if you haven't watched the show, you will be able to catch up. but even you will be annoyed by how much they're just telling you. There's a scene where like in the show, you know, Aang is like deciding the Avatar is, you know, being the Avatar is going to be too much for him. That's why he runs away, right? In this, he goes on a 5-minute monologue to Appa about how it's too much
Shut up.
responsibility for him. He's 12
Appa?
years old. He's
Appa.
12 years to Appa. Yeah. I mean, Appa doesn't talk back, but he's got no
he
one else to
doesn't.
talk to.
Is Appa the
No.
big furry like
Yeah.
Yes.
dog thing?
The
that
Sky
he rides?
Bison.
It's
Sky
a
bison,
bison.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a bison.
I'm
Yeah,
so
five
intrigued.
minutes of just like, I can't do this. It's too much responsibility. Nobody's gonna understand. I'm just a kid. I can't do this. It's like, there's like a 40-year-old wrote this. Like, that is not a conversation that a 12-year-old has.
This is some of the problem, and we saw this with the Ahsoka show. Is that when you're translating animated dialogue to live action dialogue, it doesn't work. It does not work.
So then, why do you think the success of One Piece worked over this?
Because you directly had the creator, because you had the creator of the One Piece actively involved in the process.
Oh, right. Because didn't the creator leave this one, or somebody walked off of this one?
They left.
correct?
Yeah, the creators of the original show left, I think, a few years ago. So it's not like they just walked out. They left a little while ago.
Oh,
Right.
so this has been in production. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think Netflix was like, hey, everybody really liked One Piece. We're just going to slide this over and, you know, people will watch it. They'll like it. Just kind of coming off the buildup of how successful One Piece was? Or is this just something they just didn't care about? They're just, let's put it out there.
I think with Netflix, it's, and this has been recent, Netflix will just buy content. We'll just buy content and we'll just toss it out there. And if it's good, it's good. And if it's bad, it's bad. And then they go accordingly. Hey, Larry. No, this is my seat tonight, sir. But I think with buying up these live action animes, because the same company that did the One Piece also did the Cowboy Bebop. But
That makes sense.
But like I said, the creator of the One Piece not only was actively involved, but I think he also had final say as well.
Interesting. So aren't they doing a Naruto? Is that how you say Naruto?
Naruto.
The only anime in this type of genre that I watched was what's the guy with the brother in the robot suit and he's got like a robot arm?
Oh, that would be
they just redid it as Full Metal Alchemist. Full Metal Alchemist is the only one I would say in this genre of type of anime where you have Naruto, you have Avatar, you have One Piece. I'm not saying they're alike. I'm just saying just the generation of people who enjoy them. This is kind of the all-encompassing, right? They're added. So that's the only one I enjoyed and watched. I could not get into Avatar. A little too kiddish for me. Just for me, personally.
It's
for
so
me.
Good. It's such a good story.
A lot of people say, hey, just get past the certain point in the show and it'll really speed up. Similar to with Naruto. I feel Naruto starts off very much like a kid's show. I understand it gets darker and a little bit more grown up as it goes, but same thing people have told me, like push through and you'll enjoy it. So it is on the watch list to try it out.
As long as it's consensual.
I would love to see.
Mexican Soul came out of nowhere. I
would love
the M. Night Shyamalan film.
Ugh, ugh.
No.
You mean in terms of like how the show compares? Your mic was cutting out a bit, Nadia.
Oh,
so
sorry.
how this show compares?
To the movie. Yeah.
Oh gosh, the M. Night Shyamalan one.
Better, but the bar for the M. Night Shyamalan movie was
Shyamalala.
so
Shamalama Ding Dong.
low. Yeah, that guy.
Shamalama Ding Dong.
That was
The
my
bar
introduction
for
to
that
Avatar.
movie
So
was so
Oh.
low that like
Oh.
if that bar is here, the Netflix show is like right here. It's
Oh.
not much better.
Oh.
It's really not. I will say, like, in terms of following up on, like why One Piece did really well is I only watched a little bit of the anime. I only watched the first episode of the live action, but it seemed like the creators were involved and the translation was really good. Like they got good actors, they had good effects, and they really wanted to make a faithful adaptation of it. This show, the Avatar live action show, is more like an action movie if it were loosely based on the Avatar cartoon. That's what it feels a lot more like. They're trying to go Game of Thrones. They're trying to go big action sequences.
Oh.
But I will
Trying to
say, Joker, to your point about like not wanting to screw up Azula, I will say I don't have much faith in that for one reason. The end of this episode, the first episode, Katara has a very girl boss moment where she's really struggling with her water bending and she barely is able to like pick up a ball of water, which we see in the show. Makes sense. Right at the end, like 10 minutes later, we see her save all of them to get away from Zuko's ship by producing a tidal wave like that to like count like huge tidal wave way up in the air to counter Zuko's fire bending. Yeah.
They made it rain.
I'm thinking they might do the same thing with Azula, where because she's a woman, they're gonna try to give her girl boss and sympathy. I think they might do that with her.
Well, the thing about Azula, and at least from the animated, she was a prodigy when it came. When it came to firebending. Her firebending was so focused that it came out blue instead of a standard fire. So I have no problem with Azula already kind of being a little OP because that's how she was right from the start. I don't want to.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't want to see her sympathetic till the very end when she and Zuko have that Agni Kai and then she breaks. That was just an amazing scene. But I want her to just be a bitch on wheels the entire show. Basically.
I don't think they're going to do that to her just because they seem to like really love women. Like even the intro with all the, people bending and stuff. I think in the original cartoon, it was like 3 guys and 1 outline of a girl doing that. This time they change it to 3 girls, 1 guy doing all the bending. So I think they're going to very much push for women are great. And I would not be surprised if the final fight, instead of an Agni Kai between Zuko and Azula, is instead going to be between Katara and Azula. I would not be surprised if they change it to that. I really wouldn't.
Didn't they
like
also
Zuko's probably just watching.
And you killed him, Rachel.
Whoops. All right, next guest. Well, it's gonna kill.
Didn't they also change the bending thing to be more like superhero powers versus actual martial arts?
Yeah, it looked a lot more like superpower drawing in all this fire instead of it especially the airbending. Like there's one girl when we see the Fire Nation genociding the Southern Air Temple, there's one, of course, female airbender who just puts her arms out T-pose, spins around, and she produces a tornado to keep the firebenders back. Wow. It's pretty sad. The firebending is pretty decent. The earthbending, kind of cheesy, but I get it. Airbending that I've seen, not.
Don't screw up Toph either. Don't screw up Toph.
What is wrong with
I love Toph. I will be really upset.
How can you not love Toph? How can you not love Toph?
Everybody loves Toph. But at this point, from just watching the first episode, the from the cartoon, the Ember Isle players did a more faithful adaptation
Wow.
than what we're seeing in this show.
I am so surprised by Netflix because, well, actually, I'm not. But with Stranger Things ending this year, what do they have as an IP that will start to bring people back? One Piece was
Wednesday.
good. Wednesday, I didn't like it.
Wednesday
there's
was
al- there's-
amazing.
There's
Wednesday
Cobra
was amazing.
Cobra Kai.
I liked Wednesday.
Oh,
Yeah,
Cobra
Wednesday
Kai
was really
too.
good.
I didn't like it. I have a special place for the movies, and I just could not get into it. Just I was like, this is just not me, which is weird because I like dark, weird stuff. Yes,
Warrior, good. The Warrior is great. That is a great show. Absolutely banger of a show.
Fringe. I don't know what Fringe. Like Fringe, the TV show. I was like,
Where
what
you're-
Fringe?
Oh,
Oh, my hair, maybe. Oh, that was weird. All
yes,
right.
Lawrence. Yes, Lawrence. Yes.
Oh, wait.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
right. I forgot about this. That they signed. My best friend's a huge wrestling nerd. Like she goes to wrestling shows
Watch my channel.
every weekend. She
The
loves
one-
it. I'll recommend it to her. She loves it. Listen, man, woman, I don't know who you are, but let me tell you, sometimes you got bad hair days, okay? Jeez. All right. Speaking of bad hair days.
That's why I'm wearing a
What
speaking
are
of-
these segues, Nadia?
I'm doing the best I can. Here we go.
Yeah.
Speaking of bad hair days,
Oh!
Godzilla.
toxic lizard.
Yes.
Who has a bad
Godzilla has
haircut?
terrible hair. Godzilla.
Both look
I
Godzilla's
was
got
I
bad
was
hair.
trying to say Godzilla has bad haircut, but I digress. He probably Winky Wonka, whatever his fucking name is, thinks Godzilla has a better haircut than I do right now. Anyway, it's okay. I think this is gonna be dumb but fun.
Well,
Oh, don't
this
go
is-
all at once, guys. Like
This is-
Like a popcorn flick.
I mean, I'm
basically.
sorry, I'm still looking at Godzilla and Kong because they look
This is-
cool.
this is one of the legendary films, and
Yeah.
that's exactly what they are. They are dumb fun. You get the kaiju film where you want to see big monsters slapping each other around and breaking and running into buildings and stuff. That's what you go to see these for. This is, I think this film is actually would do better if Godzilla -1 had never been released, because that is such an amazing film that this is going to fall very flat.
question.
I
Is
mean,
Godzilla-
I think
Go ahead. I have a question for you, Lily,
oh,
because you like the
sure,
pink,
what-
right?
Yes, I do.
Is this
pink.
supposed to? Is
Yeah,
Godzilla
that's-
a girl here?
No, it's not a girl.
No,
It's
it's
just-
because see,
it
if
is-
you look at a scale of like I think light waves or something of what's more powerful, he's moving up on the scale. So he was like blue and then he's magenta. So it's supposed to be like
Oh.
power is evolving, because in this movie they're fighting another titan that's even more powerful, so Godzilla has to kind of like evolve to keep up, because in these movies they've set him up as like the protector of Earth. So anytime there's a threat, he kind of evolves to kind of counter the threat. So that's why he's kind of pinkish now. I mean, he's a little magenta. I mean, it looks cool. It's just a color. Like, it's not a big deal.
and-
I don't care.
And-
I'm making fun of it.
And
Yeah,
from-
no,
from-
it's because I saw a bunch of people like when this first released on Twitter
Yeah.
that everyone was like, "It's pink. Why is Godzilla pink? He's a boy." And it's like, we know. I'm like, it's just a color.
And I have heard that in this film, this is more of a Kong film than it is a Godzilla film. That Godzilla is really the battle is between Kong and another ape titan, and Godzilla
Gargantuan.
Godzilla is kind of here to help Kong out. So he's not a big part of the film.
Let me tell you, this poster makes my husband so mad. Why? Kong is not actually correctly sized. Kong is supposed to be pretty tiny compared to Godzilla.
Yes.
It just makes, and they did this just to kind of even it out, right? Especially with the last couple of movies. So and I'm okay with it. Again, these are dumb, fun movies. These are movies you don't have to think about stuff happening, and you just go in. You know you're gonna have a good time. I loved Godzilla -1. I love the other Kong movies and
such a
stuff.
good film.
I don't expect an Oscar movie. I just want to go see monsters destroy things, and this makes him so upset because he's like, Kong is supposed to be like this small compared to Godzilla.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
because Kong from his original film was supposed to be like, he's like 50 feet tall, and Godzilla's like 400 feet tall. So really, this isn't even a fair fight at this point. I know when they did the first, when the Toho did the first Godzilla versus Kong, they made a Japanese version and they made an American version. In the Japanese version, Godzilla won, and in the American version, Kong won.
Yeah, I'm going to be in the theater. I'm going to the theaters for this too, by the way. Again, I feel that this is just a movie you have to see in theaters. You gotta see Godzilla destroy things at. I'm so happy that I went to go see Godzilla -1. Originally, I wasn't gonna go see it in theaters. I was like, I'll catch it eventually when it's streaming. I am so happy we went to go see it. I think that was a great way to end 2023, especially the amount of garbage that came out last year.
Now, did you go see it when it was in black and white?
No,
I did.
Color. Oh, look at you, fancy nerd.
Well, I saw it both in color and black and white. It's like, I can't miss on this opportunity of black and white because it was that good. They actually made Godzilla scary in that.
Yes, and there was a good human element to the story. There was a good balance between monster and human story going on.
And
Yeah,
one thing that I kind of...
That's why I think it's easier. That's why I think it's easier to kind of like for me, I'm a Godzilla fan overall. So like whatever they put out for Godzilla, I'm gonna watch it. But it's also easy for me to separate that like Godzilla -1 and Legendary Godzilla are like two different things, and I'm not gonna like compare them to each other because it's not the same. I liked both of them, but to me, it's like, okay, this is a different version of Godzilla, and this one is different too. But I enjoyed both of them, and like Nadia said, I don't expect this one to be like an Oscar-winning thing where it's all deep and nothing like Godzilla -1. It's just gonna be dumb fun. Like it's gonna be fun, and that's all I want to watch. Just them battling all the other Titans, and that's it. I'm looking forward to it. I want to see it.
Speaking of Godzilla, I'm throwing a bonus topic into here. Because we'll get to the other stuff in a second, but I wanted to throw this in because I think this is hilarious. John Cena has an OnlyFans now.
Oh dear God!
But who's subscribing to it?
I'm telling you, I've never subscribed to OnlyFans, but I might now.
Ew,
Gay man.
Nadia.
Gay man.
Yes, calm down. I'm sure. Listen, if his ding-a-ling-a-ling was on the internet, everybody would have seen it. All right.
No,
okay.
I don't want to see that. I'm glad it's not on the internet. I don't want to see it.
There's an Amy. Is it an Amy Schumer movie? I think so. Called Trainwreck. You pretty much see everything, almost everything.
I didn't want to watch it because it was Amy Schumer.
I'm just saying. I'm not pro OnlyFans, but I am pro John Cena being on OnlyFans. I'm just curious.
Oh,
I'm just curious.
Why was
I
that
don't
such curiosity though?
Is it
He's
a
not even an
joke? Is
attractive
it like a
dude.
joke,
I
or
don't
is he
know.
actually putting up content? Like,
I think he's.
I don't get it.
This has to be marketing for something. This
Yes, it is.
It's for his new movie because look at the name, Ricky Stenicki. That's his character in a different movie.
Yes.
Yeah,
What movie?
It's good. Whatever it
Isn't
is.
it called
Goodness.
Ricky Stenicki?
Yeah, it's coming out this year. It's
Whatever
releasing
it
March
is.
7th. This is a marketing ploy. It's a comedy. It's about a bunch of guys who created a non-existential like friend that is their alibi for many years. And then people are starting to kind of catch on saying, "Oh, there's no real Ricky Stenicki," so they find John Cena. I'm pretty much butchering this, but they find John Cena and they pay him to play Ricky Stenicki, and then it's like a bro comedy movie.
Whatever it is,
I can wait until it comes out DVD and rent it.
Well, whatever it is, whatever it is, if it's a film with John Cena, it's going to suck.
Yeah,
John Cena is a shit actor.
He is.
I wonder. Oh,
And-
man.
I like the
And
Peacemaker.
and he was a terrible wrestler too.
I wonder if the whole trolling of the Ricky Stenicki thing with OnlyFans has something to do with him following all those major content creator accounts.
I think so, because he went on a follow spree. Like
Yeah.
everyone was like, "Hey, he follows me now. He follows me now." I think that was to
Because-
get people to notice that now
Right.
he's got this OnlyFans, and it really is a marketing ploy.
For
I
Ricky
really
Stenicki.
think it is. Mhm.
I
Because he
wonder
did-
after the movie is in theaters, after it does its run, if he will keep following the individuals or if he'll just go in and just like, okay, now we can
I
remove
doubt
all
it.
these people.
I doubt it. This
don't
is
know.
marketing. This is my marketing. I can't stand John Cena. I've never liked him. I think he is Will Ferrell on steroids. He's just everything.
I'm with Lily.
about
I liked
him-
Peacemaker. I'm with Lily. It took me a
I
couple
never watched it.
episodes.
It's
Listen,
good.
I
can't do it.
recommend it. I recommend it. It's very good. It takes at least a couple episodes to kind of really get into it, at least in my opinion. The first 3, I was like, am I into this or not? I can't tell. Because you know how sometimes James Gunn's humor doesn't land. Sometimes it's just too much of a
Larry, you're right.
slapstick humor. Yeah.
Right.
I couldn't, but I think it ended very well. I'm actually pretty excited for the second one. But yes, I'm with Lawrence on this one that when he apologized to China, I was like, oh, come on, man. You're
And
supposed to be like an all-American, like pro-America kind of dude, and you do this. I'm just like,
and
Yeah.
when I first saw him in when it first came out with James Gunn's Suicide Squad film, I hated his character.
yeah.
I couldn't stand him, and I've never liked him, which is why I cannot watch the Peacemaker show. I cannot get past John.
He was
Cena.
annoying.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he was annoying in the Suicide Squad. He just could not deliver his character to me.
mm.
And he
But,
just always
I mean,
he
I-
just always came off as like, I'm John Cena, like, yeah, like I'm the Peacemaker. Like, can you just like act something different, please? That's just me.
The
Pete,
best
come
character, the best character in that film. Oh, look, Polka Dot Man.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Davis Deschanel. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a sweet guy. I got to work with him. He's very, very sweet. Keep it coming, Chad. I like these John Cena John like things. I really do. I agree with you, Nomi. I thought he was quite annoying that's why I didn't think Peacemaker was going to be as good as it was. I really was like, why are we taking this one-off character, also played by John Cena, and giving him, he's supposed to be like a villain, a bad guy. He's a betrayer. No, I don't think anybody really liked him in it. And then Peacemaker actually turned out pretty good.
Yeah,
but-
that surprised me for him to get his own like standalone series.
Lily, did you have any? Because I know you liked it. Any opinion on it? Mags too.
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, it was a good show. I thought it wasn't going to be that great either, but I started watching it, and I thought the same too. I think it took me like maybe the second, third episode for me to actually really get into it. But yeah. So no, I actually liked it. I'm looking forward to season 2.
You can
We'll
have it. I won't watch it.
I bet you would like it, Joker.
No,
Actually,
I can't get past. I seriously cannot get past John Cena. I absolutely.
it did make me want a bald eagle as a pet, for sure.
Oh my gosh, Eagle-y. He was so
Yeah.
cute. Oh my gosh. I love him.
And this goes all the way back to his the wrestling days. I never liked his character at all. Now, did he do some good stuff away from the ring? Yeah, he was the most popular the Make-A-Wish no request, and he fulfilled every single one of them. So I can't fault him for that. But the way he portrays a character, and I can't do it. I can't. And this goes all the way back to when he started, and I've never liked him as a character.
I mean, I dipped out of wrestling when Stone Cold Steve Austin was still popular. So that's how long ago I've watched wrestling. So I actually never saw John Cena perform as a wrestler.
WWE now is way more entertaining than anything Hollywood is tossing out. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I actually am intrigued to kind of dip my toes back into it. Especially how much my friend keeps talking about John Cena.
I actually met John Cena at a coffee shop in San Diego, 2012.
Was he nice?
He was super cool. I'm glad that like no one else saw him besides me. That was a terrible joke, but no, he was really cool. He was really sweet. He was just getting coffee at a coffee shop called Better Buzz Coffee. He was there. I can't remember who he was dating at the time, but
right.
Yeah.
Didn't he break up with his
Nikki
wife or girlfriend because she wanted children and he did not, and then he regretted it? There was like a long interview.
I think she was there too, but like I didn't know much about her. I only knew who John Cena was, and we just chatted a little bit about coffee, and then I was like, all right, we'll see you later. I was like, oh my god, that was John Cena.
Well, Nikki's stepdad is in a lot of trouble because he's named in that Vince the McMahon lawsuit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what that lawsuit told me? Don't poop on people. That's what that taught me. Like if you're gonna poop on somebody, I understand
poop on the bed.
It's the kink of how do I explain this? I don't think the kink is that. No, I actually don't think it's that. I think it's the humiliation. I think it's the fact because easily he could find somebody and be like, hey, I'll give you $10,000, $20,000. Let me poop on you. I don't think it's that. I think it's so much the kink of like, oh, I want to shame you, humiliate you. You don't see it coming.
Right.
Don't see it coming. Dr. Rachel, did you want to elaborate a little bit on this with the problem for a while?
Yeah, I think we're just seeing this more and more of a problem where it's just this cycle, right? Where we get all these like big muscle heads from sports, wrestling, whatever, coming to Hollywood, trying to make it big, trying to get in the industry. And they're not coming in with acting skills. They're coming in with muscles and because technology is advancing where we can have all the CGI, we can, just like edit out things, make big explosions look more realistic, all this stuff that it just leads more into this. We don't need actors. We need action heroes. We don't need people who can act. We need people who can, like punch somebody really hard and take a fall. And that just becomes more and more the cycle. Be like, oh, well, these are the movies we're making now. So let's have more big muscle heads come in and do all these action things in front of a green screen where only their face is really going to be in the movie and nothing else will, because they're wearing CGI suits behind CGI backgrounds, no locations and things anymore. And it just keeps getting worse and worse. And we're just audiences aren't, of course, we're all trying to call it out, but critics and stuff, they're praising it, be like, yeah, let's keep going with this cycle. Let's keep making these big action movies instead of getting good actors. And it's frustrating because I think a lot of us don't like those movies. Yeah, we like action sequences, but we want people who can act. Like, hasn't Godzilla -1, the latest one, just shown that audiences respond to good acting, good storytelling.
Right.
And they're not doing that anymore. They're not getting creative and coming up with new stories. Hollywood isn't getting real actors. They're just getting big meatheads. They're not getting good writers who can write worth a damn. They're just getting CGI and explosions and muscles, and
So
it gets old.
So to your point, I have not seen it yet, but I have heard heaps of praise about Iron Claw. That
Yes.
the acting is really, really good.
Lily's seen it. Lily, right?
Oh.
Lily, what did you think, Lily, of it?
Zac Efron.
That was the real snub of the Oscars, not Barbie. I'm sorry, Margot Robbie and whatever. I'm bringing it back to that because everyone made a big deal about that. The Iron Claw did not receive not one nomination for an Oscar for anyone. Zac Efron, he was amazing. Like I've never really taken him very seriously as an actor. That's awful to say, I know, but now I do. He was incredible in this movie. The stunts, everything was great. I think there was just a couple of like miscastings here and there. I don't mean to call it out, but Jeremy Allen White is too short. But even he did a really great job. That was the real snub. I was very, very disappointed that they didn't get any nominations for anything. It was an incredible movie. It was so good.
And then I also heard, I heard this from a script doctor. He was talking about a show that is once it comes out on another streaming platform. I'm gonna watch it. Is a series called Heels. And he said this show was better than it had any right to be because it was so well written, and it's about wrestling, and I believe for one season they had CM Punk and his wife AJ Lee in the show, but they were actors. They weren't just. I mean, yes. They were playing wrestlers, so they were basically playing themselves, but they were actual living characters that you could actually believe in, and it wasn't just insert musclehead here.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the muscleheads can work, but you have to have good writing behind it. You have to make sure they're cast well. Like looking at High King in the chat talking about Arnold in the 80s. A lot of bad movies. Terminator was great because you had good writing, good storytelling. That character, that like kind of wooden acting was necessary for that character. Right. And I mean, you had everything working for it. You can't just have, like just because you hire someone who's a, big muscular person doesn't automatically mean it's going to be good, doesn't automatically mean it's going to be bad. But when you combine it with bad writing, lack of creativity, bad characters, bad casting, and, bad acting, it's going to be a flop. And you shouldn't be surprised when it is a flop.
Madam Web.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen it.
Hey,
Madam Web was a disaster.
I haven't seen it and I can't.
But no. That was the studio's fault. Don't blame the writers. Don't blame the director. Yes, stuck with you, piece of shit. You fucking cock.
I blame everybody who bought a ticket for it. That's who I blame.
I blame everyone involved.
My friend brought me a ticket to go watch it with him, so it was against my will.
All right, then. We still blame you, Nomi.
I know.
Did you go to see it?
I did.
Did you accept the ticket and see it?
I did. He bought me dinner.
You're part of the problem, Nomi.
You are.
He's like my oldest guy friend in my life, and he's like, "Hey, like, let's go get burgers." Like, all right, let's go. And then he's like, "Hey, I got tickets to go see Madam Web's." Like, why would you do this to me?
Wow.
Like, that would have been great. But yeah, no, Madam Web.
You have to call out his man card for that one that he wanted to go see Madam Web.
No, I can bring up a tweet. Okay, so I tweeted, not saying like I'm important, it's my word, what I say. I tweeted, Madam Web gave me, or it triggered my epilepsy.
Did it actually trigger your epilepsy?
There was some flash scenes that I was just like, this is too much for me. I cannot do it. And then at the end of the movie, he's like, wow, I really hate this. Like, why would you bring me here? He's like, really? Like, I loved it. And here's his tweet where he says, well, I, for one, liked Madam Web. It definitely had its moments. Not perfect. The villain was probably the worst, which I highly agree. And, but it was better than I expected, and I actually enjoyed it. There was even genuine funny parts. definitely Sony Venom quality, but at least so far the best in my opinion.
I really want to see
I love-
this.
I love my
really wanna
friend,
see
but
it.
like I can't take his takes on film.
I
watched-
I
I-
really
There's always that
really-
one friend, Nomi. It's okay.
I know.
I watched it. I watched it so I could do a review, so other people didn't have to watch it.
And I saw
You guys are
yeah.
all selling me on seeing this.
No,
You guys,
I don't-
Max's review, like Copa's, like everybody's
JD,
telling. I really need
did
to see
this-
this in person.
Did this ever piss you off when like this is spoilers, guys. When the girls are in the forest and then they're like, well, let's go get something to eat, and they're at the stupid diner, and then there's that truck driver who's like reading the Daily Bugle, and it's reported of them missing. Like they just went missing that day. How is it
Well,
already in the news?
Well, not only that, but I felt sorry for the entire habitat that the girls burned down because they left the campfire going.
Oh
Yes.
man, this is my cup of tea. Listen, I don't know if it was exhaustion. I don't know if it was what, but I checked out the Marvels because I was curious.
I saw that
Oh.
one too.
Okay, this is
And-
worse. This is worse than the
Well,
Marvels.
that's the thing.
That's what I'm hearing.
There are a lot of problems with the Marvels. I'm
Yes.
not going to deny it.
It
But I
existed.
found myself
Yes.
like into it, watching it. Again, a lot of problems with it, but to me, I don't think it is as bad as people had put it out there to be.
It's worse. It's worse.
Madam Web is worse than the Marvel.
Marvels,
I'm,
yes,
I'm
yes.
down, man.
No.
I'm
Now-
so down to see this now. I'm
Now-
so
Now,
How
this
dare
comes from now, and you mentioned the Marvels, and this comes from someone who I can say Captain Marvel is an objectively terrible film. Where I was in my own life and in my headspace, it was a film I needed to see for a brief little moment at that time. So it always has it's a very much a love-hate relationship with the original film.
Yeah.
I can separate it and say that objectively it's terrible.
Mhm.
And the fact that it did $1.1 billion, as everyone knows, is because it was sandwiched right in between Infinity War and
Oh
Endgame.
yeah,
I mean,
I'm still pissed at Marvel for duping me into seeing that movie. That started the whole homework thing that they were
Mhm.
testing out, I believe. Like, hey, you got to see this. Actually, you don't. You really don't need to see Captain Marvel to see Endgame. You really
No.
don't.
you don't. And,
Yeah, see, unlike Nomi and her friend that tricked her into this, my friend actually told me you don't have to watch Captain Marvel. It's not even related
That's
to
a good
anything.
friend.
So
That's a good friend.
I've never
That's
yeah,
a true
I've never
friend.
even
That's
seen
her.
it. I've never even seen it. And I don't plan on watching it.
so, and yeah, but Madam Web is actually worse. I mean, it is some of the worst writing I have ever seen. I mean,
I'm
this is
so down, man.
Well,
I'm
like,
so down to see this.
Here's the thing. I love Dakota Johnson as a person, but her acting is horrendous.
oh, she's a terrible actress. She's
Oh my
terrible.
gosh, yes. Like she's terrible.
And
Isn't
the-
she in
I hate the
50
fact that she's
Shades of-
driving. She's like, you guys are
Yeah.
impulsive. You guys just go out and do whatever you want. Like, do you not have any life in you when you're acting, girl? Like, I've seen a bologna sandwich can, move me better than what you can do in your acting.
Well, I made a tweet the other day, and talk about a missed opportunity here. I'm just gonna throw it out there. Sydney Sweeney as Black Cat.
Black Cat.
Yes,
That's
yes.
what I've been saying for years.
I can
I've
see
been
that.
saying it for years.
Yes.
She
mean,
would have
even-
made an
Even
amazing.
Gary
Black
liked
Cat.
it.
Yeah.
Gary liked that tweet, and I'm like, okay, I'm on the right
I've been
track
saying
here.
it for years. She made because I watched her in the HBO show. I can't think with Zendaya in it. Why can't I think of this?
Euphoria.
name?
Euphoria.
Euphoria. And I
Euphoria.
really liked her in Euphoria. Watching it, I'm like,
And
she'd
The White
be
Lotus.
Perfect. Yeah, she'd
Ugh,
be
that
perfect
was-
as the as Black Cat. And they
Oh,
it
yeah.
wasted opportunity on it.
Mhm.
Completely wasted.
And
Honor.
this is and the big selling point, and the thing that she said that was exciting to her was this iconic panel of Julia Carpenter, not Cornwall, hanging upside down. She wanted to do that in costume, wasn't used in the film.
Yeah, no, from her interview, she seemed like Smooth saying here, she seemed to really care about the source material, similar passion to how Henry Cavill got screwed over with The Witcher. I don't know why, like, to me, I don't know, maybe I'm cynical, but all these bad scripts and bad movies, you literally have the script ready for you. It's in comic form. Just translate it into an outline for a script. Give people what they want. You will be like big money left and right. Like you want to give me a fine, but no.
But
I know.
Nadia, we have to reflect the world that we live in, and this has to be made for a modern audience.
Yeah, we're not
the mythical modern.
God, I hate that phrase.
You're not inclusive enough, Nadia.
We're actually not supposed to be including modern audience. Film and television for the longest time were supposed to be escapism from the modern world.
Right.
Like you were supposed to use this to escape from what the problems were going on, or just decompress and stuff.
And that's why they were timeless.
That's
exactly
the word
That's
I was
why
looking
you
for.
could watch them.
Yes.
You could watch them for decades. You could show your kids, your grandkids. You can go generations and rewatch them. And it's great because it's an escape from reality. But when you're trying to reflect the modern world, that is going to be modern only for so long. And then it's going to be forgotten. Yeah. Nobody's going to care anymore.
And
nobody
this entire like section of film, TV, all of that, it's going to age really, really bad. It's going to be forgettable. Like no one's going to come back to this.
The fact that older stuff right now that are early 90s, early 2000s still looks better than some of the modern stuff that has come out lately just shows you to your opinion, Lily. 100% agree. This stuff is not aging well whatsoever. There is CGI from the early 90s and 2000s that looks way better than the crap that they're putting out nowadays.
Yep.
And just
go back.
Oh, sorry.
Because they utilize CGI how it's supposed to be utilized. I'm not talking Avatar. Take Avatar off the table. CGI is supposed to help. It's supposed to say, okay, we can't do this practically, or it doesn't look practically, so we're going to add a little bit of CGI. Movies weren't supposed to be 99% or 90% CGI. CGI was supposed to be a tool to help in post-production if you missed a mark or something, not make the entire movie and film it based around CGI. Again, take Avatar off the table. I understand Avatar, whoever likes it, I don't like it, but whoever likes it, I get it. It's Fern Gully for adults. That's my opinion on it.
Whatever. Yeah. So, but this goes back to just, and I've mentioned his name once already. What John Lasseter said: keys to storytelling. Tell a good story with compelling characters in a believable world. That's it. It's not that hard.
It is apparently for them. But
you also have to like distinguish between believable world from modern world. That's what people aren't getting these days. Believable world, absolutely, but don't have a modern world.
So I mean, even the folks who love Avatar, that world is believable. I mean, you believe that a place like that could exist. Again, Game of Thrones. You believe that world could exist. Lord of the Rings, the good stuff, not that
Rings of Power.
Yeah.
No, we don't talk about Rings of Power.
But
doesn't exist.
But again, a believable world. You believe that this world could exist, and that's really the core of the whole thing. And just tell the hero's journey. You do those four things, you've got a banger almost every time.
Lily, is this true?
Yes, I have a room for every single fandom that I love.
You like Avatar?
Yeah, I love Avatar.
Okay. All right. Hey, to each their own, right? But I agree with you. Like this, Davy Jones does look better than most CGI.
Yeah.
I even watching Blade. Blade holds up. But the thing is, something I noticed about
Blade does not hold up.
Blade does hold up. Blade One.
No,
holds
it
up.
doesn't.
CGI?
Limit-
The CGI? No.
Yes.
Doesn't hold
Listen,
up.
listen why. Listen why. Can I say why? Because the story and the characters are so compelling that it allows you to forgive how it has aged. Like the CGI in it's for a little bit, but because you're so compelled by the storytelling and the character, it holds up. That's my story. I'm gonna stand by it. Blade One still holds up.
And
I
you'd
mean,
be
the
wrong.
film overall holds up, yes.
Yes,
But the CGI
yes, the
by
film.
itself.
That CGI was
doesn't.
terrible.
Yeah, the CGI.
I like
looks
it.
Really bad. I
And
saw
then
it the
also-
other
and then-
day, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, the CGI, just the CGI part where he like turns into just droplets of blood and stuff does not." We're not talking about the film. The film holds up. We're separating
film holds up.
CGI. Yeah, the film holds up. It's an amazing story. It's awesome, and yeah, you can watch it all the way through. It doesn't matter. But when you see the actual effects, you're like, "Ooh, that looks."
And then you've got the example of a few moments where the CGI is amazing, and this was when CGI was still a brand new toy.
Mhm.
It just happened to be around a really bad film, and that was Spawn. Because
Oh, I love Spawn.
Yeah.
I think
Oh.
it holds up too.
no,
I'm
it does
sorry.
not.
I don't know. You know what?
Okay.
I'm not sorry. I like it. All right. It
Okay.
holds up.
So the first time you see when Spawn is on the ledge and he's just standing and his cape is just flowing out, amazing shot. The very end shot when he's perched on the cross and his cape is completely out, hold up amazingly. Other than that, the CGI in that film is terrible.
Maybe I'm just more forgiving in both of them because to me, I can forgive the CGI and think it looks better than most CGI nowadays because the story and the characters are there and it holds up in that like the pros and cons.
But the best Spawn story, the HBO animated series.
Yes.
Amazing.
I used to sleep to watch that because I was too young
Oh.
to really watch. So I would wait till my parents fall asleep and then go watch that. And there was another late night anime that would show up too. And I can't remember, some woman as the main character. And it
Eon
now
Flux.
Goes
Yes.
in the shell. Oh, okay.
No, Flux. Yeah. Again,
Eon Flux on MTV.
you're not supposed.
That's
And
right.
as
I
a young
forgot that, yeah.
child, 10 years and younger, you're not supposed to watch that kind of stuff. And I would wait till my parents fall asleep and go watch
That
it.
explains a lot. That
Yeah.
explains a lot.
Speaking of class, grace, and holding up, let's talk about Gina Carrera's
Yay!
protest.
Woo!
Happened. That wasn't really
All
a thing.
5 people protesting against her. She's
Thank
ruined,
you.
guys. They did it. They finally got her.
Oh, they totally stopped her. Oh,
Add another day.
I'll be they did.
Yeah.
she
I'll be
added
right back.
another day, yeah. Because she was, I think, going to be there for 2 days and
No.
then added a
No,
third.
the con did. No, the con.
Oh, the con?
added
Really?
it. Yeah.
Oh.
Jay, don't copyright claim us. Just kidding.
Yeah, I know, right? Please don't, Jay. We're in favor of you. I'm just gonna
No,
keep
Jay.
it honest. I'm just gonna play it.
Don't do it.
Come on, Jay, you know we love you.
Thank you, Jeff 3PO, for
Don't
doing
come
this.
after us.
Yes, please don't come after us. We are friends. But yeah, so again, she is back in the spotlight because, well, she's always been in the spotlight, but she's back in the news because now we have protesters trying to take her down at another expo or another fan thing. And I am just amazed by the sheer stupidity of these people. Like, listen, have your opinions. If you don't like her, don't stand in her line. Simple as that. Don't like her, don't stand in her line. Go do something else. Go do what you're supposed to be doing at the expo. Go see the creators you want to see. Buy the shit you want to buy. Just don't stand in her line. I don't know why you got to protest it, but I'll turn it over to you guys. What are your opinions on this?
My opinion is I want that poster thing on like a badge
Or a
and
t-shirt?
just like, yeah, or a t-shirt and they can just sell it. But yeah, it's like, it's always the very vocal minority. It's
Mhm.
always the very vocal minority. And as soon, like they can say whatever they want online and try to get her banned because they can hide behind their anonymous identities on like Twitter and all kinds of social media. But as soon as it gets to that actual expo, you're always going to find there's so few people who are actually willing to do the protest. Because I think Jay was saying in this video that like nobody was even protesting in the halls or saying mean things or anything like that in the convention center. It was just a few people standing around outside. Like nobody actually has the balls to actually say all the mean things that they feel comfortable saying online.
Now I
Not
have a
gonna do it.
question on that. What, like how you just said, like there were just a few people standing outside. Did they
Hmm.
even have tickets to go inside and attend this con?
I don't know. I think
Or they were just like
I
mad
saw.
that she was there?
I mean, it really depends. Like, I only saw the video very briefly, but if we could get to a part in that video and just, like pause it to see if they're wearing badges, like the con badges.
And that's
it-
what I
outside.
try to do. Like I tried to do my own little investigation, and it didn't look like they were wearing badges.
Is it this?
And see, that's the thing with some of these people is that they're probably not even buyers of the con anyway. They don't even buy the tickets, so they're
Yeah.
just protesting for the for the sake of it. And it's
Because
like,
their feelings are hurt.
yeah, their
Yeah.
feelings are hurt, and they don't have a life.
Yeah, see,
my
they don't
God.
have
they
any.
don't have
They don't have
I don't see
lanyards. They don't have
badges.
badges on them.
yeah.
I don't see con badges.
They
They're
don't. Yeah,
just standing outside and cosplay for
God, this is
nothing.
they just
so
they just
cringe.
they just want 15 seconds of fame, and they
Mhm.
don't have a life, and they don't. It's like, here's the thing: when you have that much time on your hands to do this, then you really you really have your priorities misplaced. Sorry.
Yep.
There are more problems out in the world than doing something like this, and it doesn't add to anything at all. What do you like? This is such a dumb thing to do. It's just kind of like,
If they
you know
just
how
wanted. Oh, go ahead.
they
Max.
just want the fame, they want the attention, and they want to say, look at me, because I'm so hurt, blah blah blah, boo hoo,
But that
and
is
it's beep pop boop.
really weird. That is really weird though, like saying that they want the attention, but look, all their faces are hidden.
I
Yeah,
know.
Mhm.
You want the
Sure.
attention, but you still don't want people to recognize you. It's such a weird contrast.
Is it because do you think they're
Yeah.
afraid that they might lose their job? Then that's why they
for
have these
holding up a
masks on.
sign?
Nobody
think
cares
people-
though.
I
They're
get
the
it.
only
Well,
ones that
that's what they did to
care.
Gina. They wanted her to get fired because she said mean things, so they got her fired.
Okay.
But they don't want people to recognize them on social
yeah,
media.
but
Well,
they put her on
Correct.
blast.
that's the thing. Nomi, you're right, because they're so used to being keyboards behind the screen warriors saying whatever the hell they want online without consequences, and now they have to actually have to show for it, and they can't. So because they're cowards.
Yeah.
And
I find these people to be what I call headline readers, where they just read headlines of articles and they don't actually do the research. If they each
100%.
actually did the research of why she was fired, the whole story behind it, I think they would realize
boy.
they're completely
that's gonna
wrong, but
come
they're not
out.
willing. But they're not willing to do it. They're
Yeah, they won't
absolutely not
listen.
willing to do it. No.
And
Yeah.
I believe I saw Jay, Mags, you might know more of this than I do, but I think he was on a Cultures stream like a month or two ago, and
You're asking a
He
lot for me
said-
to remember something about a month or two ago.
okay, sorry, but I believe Jay said that that Gina has all the ammo she needs, and there's
Oh yeah.
gonna be
Yeah. I
some
believe it.
bombs dropping, and her lawsuit, because I know Disney wants to. They're going to want to settle. They're going to want to. Don't do it, Gina. Go to Discovery.
Yep.
Because
Go
then
for the throat.
because
Yep.
then the emails happened, because apparently she was CC'd on a couple in like inter Lucasfilm emails that she wasn't supposed to see, and so she has those. And this lawsuit, it's definitely not about the cash, because she doesn't need it. This is going to be about
This is about
punishment.
This is about broken
This is
bones in a
about-
black hole.
This is about punishment. This is going to punish Disney for a company that doesn't need it anymore, because they're hurting on every level.
Nah,
This-
they need
and-
more punishment. They need to recognize how, like, they basically they
Yes,
need to
yes.
be able to take on the consequences of their own actions and accountability. So
Yeah.
And
for sure.
I agree with
That's so sad.
Gary. I agree with Gary. Part of what Gina should ask for, because again, no matter what, no matter if she wins, if she wins or not, her name in Hollywood is still tarnished.
mhm.
A public apology from Kathleen Kennedy, absolute. Make her eat crow. Make her eat crow, and then
Well,
fire her
especially when
ass.
especially if she's involved in any of those emails, absolutely.
Mhm.
I mean, especially if it
Yes.
really ties to any conversations that she's had specifically talking about it.
But-
Yes, she needs to.
And Lily, didn't we talk about this last week? Where not Kathleen Kennedy, but that dumb girl who was the assistant for Harvey Weinstein, didn't she have her hand in it as well to
Hedlund.
influence
Yeah.
it?
Leslie
Yeah,
Hedlund.
Hedlund. To
Yeah,
like,
we
oh,
did.
let's get rid of Gina. Like she's part of it as
Yeah.
well, so
But
she needs to be held accountable.
She donated to some fund that
She started
targeting
it.
Gina, so yeah.
She started it.
Yeah, she did.
She started it.
But this
Because-
is so that's like super cringe. I can't believe there are like 5 people out there. I mean,
That's what I was gonna say.
go-
It's just 5
go
people.
home. Like, what are you
Yeah.
doing? And then read the room. People love her because all of us
Mhm.
actually, went and did our research of what was going on, and we said, hey, yeah, I don't see anything that's going on that's that she should be blamed for. Like, but yeah, no, like you
Yeah,
said,
like-
these people are just headline readers, and it's so annoying.
And you're
And
right,
the
Lily.
only thing that she's guilty of is beep bop booping, like she posted on her Twitter the other day.
Yes, and like not only that, Lily, like you're right. Like read the hecking room. The fact that you can go to these cons and there are artists out there drawing portraits of her, amazing artwork, and it's selling. Does Disney not think like if they were to invest in that type of like artwork as well and they sell it because people like us who are fans of Gina, who support her in every way, they're gonna buy it? Just
Well,
think
and-
Disney.
Okay, and what these people don't realize is, and Gary again said it best. Maybe going outside is just not for you folks, because in your everyday life, you're gonna pass someone who is a Gina fan in the supermarket, in your hallways at school, where at work. You're gonna rub elbows with someone who is a Gina fan. When you are at these cons, whether she is there or not, you're gonna be in line with them. You're gonna be interacting on some level with someone who is a fan of something that you don't like.
Well, and not only that,
that's fine.
they were fans of Gina Carano before she was even part of The
Mhm.
Mandalorian or had an acting
Mhm.
career. So you're
Yeah.
talking about a
Yeah, I
whole
mean-
bunch of other people and different forms of entertainment that love her. So it's like,
Yes.
you're not going to win this war, whatever war you think this is.
Well, not only that too, but if they're the only thing that's holding them back from like ending it all for themselves is strangers using their pronouns or whatever it is, it's them. They're the problem. It's not Gina.
I would say they need to get out from behind their keyboards, because if these
Yes.
people actually, because they have this idea in mind, like the headline readers, they have this idea that like, oh, Gina hates pronouns and Gina's a transphobe or bigot, whatever they're saying. If they actually bought tickets to go to the con and they actually went to see her line and they saw trans people in line waiting to meet Gina and how polite Gina is to everyone and how accepting she is and nice to everybody that she is, it would hopefully make them rethink their ideas. Probably not a lot of them, but some of them, I mean, maybe it's just optimist in me, but I would hope that they are finally like, oh, you know what? Maybe those headlines are wrong. Like, she's actually being really nice to everyone. I'm seeing it for myself.
And not only
She's
that,
really cool.
not only that,
That's too
Rachel,
rational.
you just thought, made me think of something, of the fact that the normal people are the ones that actually have the money and they put their mouth where their money is, or the other way around, or whatever. My brain's a little mushed right now, so I probably have my phrases wrong. But the
I
people who
gotcha.
are the protesters here who are protesting, they don't have money. They don't have any money to even show for it. So it's like,
It's
They
true.
obviously couldn't afford to go inside the con anyway.
They're the
It-
same people that like protest certain movies for like, not being woman boss enough, but they're not gonna pay to go see the movies. they're not putting their money
This-
where
this-
They
their
don't.
mouth.
They don't have money. They don't expect money. They expect handouts.
Okay,
They
because
literally
okay,
expect
True.
handouts.
okay, so these five people here, hey Hollywood, that's your modern audience. Keep going now with that.
Yeah,
Mm.
I'm serious. These people are in line with a lot. I mean, I know this is not a political show, but it crosses over a little bit. These people expect things to be handed to them, to have comfort for them. They're not expected to be uncomfortable in situations. Being uncomfortable in situations and being somewhat bullied and somewhat shamed is part of being a human. It's part of, learning to read rooms. It's part of learning to be who you are, right? You have these experiences. They expect from
shaming
day
back.
one, they expect from day one that they should be completely safe in their safe zones. Nobody's triggering them. They don't have to worry about anything. And this happens because we have now generations that
Lord.
don't have to fight for anything. We literally have generations that don't have to fight for anything. You can get things delivered to you, from drugs to groceries. You don't have to leave your house.
Drugs?
You don't have to
those
interact
drugs.
with people. And this is what it's become. We don't have wars to fight. We don't have things like this. We don't have meaningful, I mean, we do, but these people don't see that they have any meaning to where was I going with this? To give to society, like to contribute to society. They expect society to make it comfortable for them. Yeah. And that's not how the real world works. It's not. And it's sad. And I wish these people would actually wake up and try to enjoy life in the world. Like, go outside, talk to people you disagree with. If you talk to people you disagree with, this is how new ideas happen. You're not supposed to be in echo chambers. And these people have just cemented themselves in echo chambers.
And these are the folks. Again, I go back to Ing and Chris Gore and all of the work that they've been doing. These are the folks that Hollywood hires to be their writers.
Yep.
Because I think this is the people who experience real world when they don't. They really don't. They all look very unhealthy. They all look like they could literally be enjoying the convention or the fan, whatever you want to call it, expo, with their friends, checking out artists, checking out people they like, having a good time. But instead, they've decided to waste time by protesting someone who, honestly, she probably would be very nice to them and very opening to them because of the personality she has and the heart she has. But instead, they're wasting their time on the sidewalk like this.
And guess what, kids? If you go to a con and you don't like Gina, that's fine. No one's holding a gun to your head and making you stand in her line. No one.
Exactly. Go check out somebody you enjoy. It's the same thing with television. When people protest shows and stuff, I just don't understand. Literally, just turn the TV off. Change it. Watch something you enjoy. Do something you like. But again, I'm also pro for having a mixture of people. Again, these are echo chambers and they are devastating to our society. If you are constantly just in the same mindset, you are supposed to be thinking. We're supposed to be people who interact. We're not supposed to agree with everything, but that's how great conversations happen. That's how great creativity happens. Art happens by these disagreements.
And I'll say this. As much as her being terminated from Mando, it's the best thing that ever happened to her. Absolutely. The best thing that ever happened to her. And that in no small part, I mean, Jay has been an absolute lightning rod now for her as well, but she is more popular now than she's ever been. Ever.
Yep.
Now all the world knows who she is.
And it's not just been beneficial for her, it's been beneficial for all of us to finally peek behind the curtain and figure out how crazy everything is.
Well, and I will admit this. I give credit to Mahler for me finding everybody because he was the catalyst to help me find everybody, but it was Gina Carano that made me have a voice in the chat.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
I agree. I think people just need to pull the stick out of their ass and talk to somebody you don't agree with, have a civil conversation. If you walk away from each other not agreeing, that's fine. But there are other bigger problems in the world than Gina Carrera at a fan expo.
Right.
That you could be
Right.
protesting if you want to.
Yeah.
Just saying. On that note, I think we're almost at time. I know. Welcome to the rebellion. Heck yeah.
Yes.
Hold on.
There you go,
Hold that
girl.
up.
Yeah,
Hold
full
that up.
screen that shirt. Full
Yeah,
screen
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right. How do I take you? Hold on one second. There we go.
How do I take
It's hard. It's hard to get used to.
Hmm.
Streamer stuff.
Yeah, I know. Bounce it through. This was an awesome show. I want to thank our chat. Thank you so much for adding to the conversation. Thank you to our mods too for watching the chat. Very appreciative, all of you guys. Please make sure to hit that like button, share the stream too, hit subscribe if you haven't. We really appreciate having you around. I want to thank our guest, Joker's
Leave a comment.
Yes, leave a comment too as
Also,
well. It would be great.
Comment when the show ends. Leave a comment because that extends the algorithm.
Yes.
Oh, it's
it's all on you, Joker.
Me now.
Tell the people where they can
It's all
find you.
It's all about me. So you can find me at Joker Voice on the YouTube here. Dropping a new video tomorrow where I got to find some more numbers and just dump on Marvel some more because MCU gonna MCU and there are still a few Echo stands out there, and I put the final nail in the coffin there. And then you can catch me streaming tomorrow night over on Legion Talk for Friday night's Royal Rumble. You can catch me next week, Mondays and Fridays, Legion Talk. Monday with Miss Lily doing Game of Thrones. We're in season 7. Thank God we're almost near the end of it because then we got to go through season 8. Will be fun. And then for Friday night's Royal Rumble again. Normally you will see me next Thursday as well, back on Roman of the Empire as well. And then Wednesday we have a little improv property stream. Ryan Legion and myself. It's a Wednesday night SmackDown. We will be going over the last WWE Premium Live event and what we think will happen going into WrestleMania. But yeah, thank you for having me, and it was a lot of fun with you, ladies, blowing kisses all over the place. And I'll save my word I'll save my ending until the very end.
Okay. You're a black Joker. You'll be invited back. I really enjoyed the conversation. Nomi without you. Where can people find you next?
You can find me on Twix, Nomi Without You, and on my YouTube channel, Nomi Without You. I might be on Abyssal Musings tomorrow or Screaming Into the Void on Samuel the Infamous's channel. You can always catch me on Midnight's Edge Espanol as I'm making shorts for them, and anywhere else that I'm going to be on, I usually tweet that I'll be there. Very cool.
Lily, you ready?
Yes. So you can find me on Twix too at 300 Mirrors. And I'm also putting up shorts for Midnight's Edge Espanol. So check those out, definitely. And then I'm not going to be on tomorrow on Legion Talk with JV. Sorry.
Oh!
I'm sorry. I'm like, I have school right now, so everything's a little crazy, but I will be there for Monday for Game of Thrones stream. And then anything else, just go ahead and just check out my Twix, and I will be putting up whatever I've got going on. I'm going to be with JV this Saturday too on Cap's channel.
That's right,
on
yes.
channel. So we're going to be doing that stream as well. So yeah, the easiest way is just follow on Twitter and you'll see what's going on.
Very cool. Dr. Rachel, you're up.
Hey, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram, Sauron_cosplay. I post all kinds of things there. I'm sure this weekend I will finally be going through all of Netflix's live action Avatar crap fest and ranting about it on Twitter. You can also find me on Dreaming Tabitha's channel tomorrow. We're going to have our
Yes.
monthly art stream. So I will be there tomorrow night. So look out for that.
She is wonderful.
Meanwhile, I love Tabitha.
She's
Shout
sweet.
out to Tabitha if you're still in the chat.
She is very
and
sweet. Yeah.
And lastly, I am working on my own project. I have my own channel called Adeline Crafting. Please check it out. I am currently working on a foam version of the Master Sword. You can actually see a
Ooh.
bit of it behind me. So I'm working on that. So look for that video probably later next week.
Very
I was actually
cool.
on. I was actually on Tabitha's channel, and we did this little painting right there.
Nice.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
I'm waiting for her to circle back Harry Potter themed, and I'm Tabitha,
yeah.
if you're still watching, I'm still game, but I will be
Oh
inviting
my
myself.
gosh, Evie!
Yeah, this is what I did with Tabitha. I drew Evie with her.
Oh, I love Evie.
She's so talented. Mags, you're everywhere. But where can
Hi,
people find
I'm
you next?
Magic Mags. You can find me everywhere all at once, it seems like. Except for during audit season for accountants. It's kind of stress brain mush going on here. But I will be on Saturday. I'll be on Brandon the Anime Guy's channel. I think that starts either 10 or 11 a.m. Eastern. But we're going to be talking about, I kind of called it, or, because he was asking me like, what do you want to talk about? And I'm like, well, let's do it like something old and something new. So I finished watching Record of Lotus War, and I am just finishing up Spy Family. So it's like two different types of styles of anime and different genres of anime. And I'm looking forward to talking about those shows with Brandon this Saturday. Of course, you can always find me here next week on Thursday, Dames and Dorks on Inside All Day podcast. And any other updates, just follow me on Twitter to make sure you can see what other places I go, because sometimes it can be a last minute live stream. So make sure you're following me there to keep up with the status updates with that. So yeah. Anyway, thanks everybody for a wonderful night, and thank you to our guest here.
And,
That's right.
For me, I'm player one of the Inside All Day channel. You can find everybody's link in the description, as well as the ladies' channels are highlighted on the Inside All Day. So please go and subscribe to everyone. I will be on Inside All Day Gaming, which is our second channel, on Saturday for our D&D stream. Also, I will be Monday on Polly's channel with Lily and Mags, talking about Dune 1 and I guess Dune 2 maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. But follow me on Twitter. I
Cannot
post
wait.
where I am all the time. Next week I'm probably back on Zax, I would assume, and then again Dames and Dorks here. I do also want to plug, I have a new channel with my best friend talking about lifestyle, love, dating, and stuff called The Laundry. That is also linked on the channel. Please go ahead and like it. Give it a subscribe, please. It would really help out the channel. On that note, I want to again thank the panel. Thank everybody in the chat who stopped by. Love you dearly. And until next time, I hope everybody has a great weekend coming up. Bye, everybody.
Toodles.
Bye.